Question: what does the Bible mean when it talks about coals of fire? Romans chapter 12. And we're going to start in verse 20. Therefore, if thine enemy hungered, feed him. If he thirst, give him drink. For in so doing thou shalt heap coals of fire on his head. Be not overcome of evil, but overcome evil with good. So what does that mean? Because heaping coals of fire doesn't really sound like good, right? That doesn't sound like doing good, right? It doesn't sound like loving your enemy. Well, the reason it's strange to us is because this is part of an Eastern custom. Remember, the Bible was written in a time and in a part of the world where there were certain customs. Like we have customs in the United States that people from other countries are unfamiliar with and they're kind of puzzled by. Well, in that culture, in that time, and from what I hear, there are still places that do this, what they would do in the early morning hours is that someone would take either a clay pot, not a pot, maybe like a bowl, but like a clay bowl or a large shard of a clay bowl, and they would put hot coals in that on that clay surface, and then they would put it on their head, and they would carry it around to the different campsites to help people get their fire started in the morning. And as they're walking around in the cold early morning hours, the heat from that clay bowl of hot coals would warm their head, and then by doing that, it would warm their whole body. And that is the custom that's being referred to here, and that's the meaning that's being conveyed, because it says, be not overcome of evil, but overcome evil with good, right? Jesus said, love your enemies, right? And so what happens when you do that, you can, the idea is that you warm them, right? You'll win them over by, when they're treating you badly, that you treat them with kindness and generosity and goodness. So that's the idea that's being communicated. And you can see this over and over again, not only in the Bible, but in your life and throughout history. There's some great stories about how German POWs came to the United States and they were treated with such kindness and generosity by the American people that they ended up loving America. Many became citizens, and many brought back the American idea of life back to Germany. So overcome evil with good, and that's what it means to heap coals of fire.